Professor Etzkowitz. Thank you for that great enlightenment in terms of, what is possible. And I think, using the Trini lingo, we have it all to make it possible. Okay, so I look forward to that. My job task here is really simple today. And coming out of basically a discussion and an approach by UTT, Blue Waters realized that in our mission statement, our strategic planning, that we always say anything is possible. And when we were approached by UTT to basically develop a co-branded label to include it into the Blue Waters package and commercialize that, we said, why not us go beyond that into some element of partnership? Because we do have, two things in common. UTT developed the knowledge base, and we basically take that knowledge base and put it into practical motion, thereby driving value to people, the country, wider Caribbean, and the world. So we saw that as a clever strategic fit for us both. And we got into a partnership that basically we will see the students experiencing the academic knowledge at UTT and the practical knowledge provided by Blue Waters. This, we think, will definitely benefit the long-term needs of the private sector and will start an alignment where students will develop their passion early so that they can excel at an early age. We would also like for UTT to align the needs of the private sector in the various disciplines, so you could have a collaborated joint effort and not a mixed match. Because here you may have UTT developing the knowledge base and trying to develop the skills, but on the other hand, the private sector, have needs, that they demand, and at the end of the day, it's not integrated. So that would be one of my, suggestion in that we could use the same research group at UTT to do a research in terms of what is needed in the private sector so that the teaching and the skills, you could have them enhanced into making it one common platform for value development. The concept of making sense was really conceptualized by UTT. And the label design, believe it or not, was done by the UTT graphic artist, the class. All right, so this is a basic start to the initiative. And this partnership, we know, will mold our students within the practical world and is in sync with our approach to support the development of students becoming future successful entrepreneurs and top performing employees, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but the wider Caribbean and the world. We have seen this model of partnership between the corporate world and the education community working around the world. Global companies have aligned themselves and continue to do so with universities in order to further develop the skill set needed in terms of moving forward. I myself have been very fortunate to be part of some of these programs, both with Kellogg's and in CAI Business School in Costa Rica during the last 10 years, but from a corporate side. Working with them, where I had to go basically spend 2 weeks every year in either one in a partnering program. And that was when I was working with an international company. Okay, I've done that for the last 10 years basically. Now with Blue Waters, trying to take that learning and develop Blue Waters together with Dominic Hadid, the owner, into a Caribbean platform and then excel into a global one. And I think there's great opportunity. We really think there are great opportunities to start implementing these best practices of the universities and also the private sector initiative to not only use these best practices in Trinidad, but to make them better. Okay. Blue Waters is kickstarting this initiative with the label, and what we're going to basically do is that the co-branded label, you'll have the Blue Waters and you have the UTT Blue Waters Making Sense, partnering, creating, funding, and developing. We're going to launch this in the entire market in Trinidad and also in some export markets in the CARICOM where we are available. So this communication is going to go throughout. What we have also agreed to in every sale per bottle, we are also going to fund some projects that are mutually agreed between Blue Waters and UTT. And when I say mutually agreed, it is looking at what we need, because in Blue Waters, in the business sector, you have a lot of different disciplines. Discipline in terms of innovation, discipline in research, discipline in things like distribution that we take for granted, because there are many distribution models in the world, and in Trinidad you primarily see one or two. I'm accustomed to about 6. Okay, so we're going to engage UTT to understand what our needs are, but not only in Trinidad, throughout the region. The other thing that we really want to work with UTT with is that how do we enable horizontal growth? Horizontal growth, creating a regional platform. Could we do joint feasibility studies to see if exporting is better and a better option on a return on investment than actually laying a plant down in another country? We could do joint feasibility to understand those sort of ROIs and what is best in terms of the long term. We could do joint research to understand what are the opportunities in new beverage segments in the non-alcoholic sector. All those things are the opportunities, and all those things that we can use that particular fund to engage the UTT students working with Blue Waters in terms of bringing some of those programs to fruition. So those, I don't want to, give out some of the other element because they're basically work in progress. But at Blue Waters, Dominic, myself, and the management team, we really look forward to this partnership being a tremendous success to the students in making their dreams a reality and bringing meaning to their academic life through the practical experience in the real world, and also giving them the opportunity to immediately transition through an internship program with Blue Waters. In other words, we have already agreed to take a certain amount of UTT graduates and house them in Blue Waters for a number of years to develop them wherever their passion lies in business. So we have a win-win situation at the end of the day. But also at Blue Waters, we have annual performance reviews where we rate our employees, and the ones that are rated below the benchmark standard, what we do with those employees is that we identify their deficiency in terms of the skill gaps. We are going to UTT to develop annual programs to develop the knowledge base and skills of those employees that we have, so that we don't fire them, but we develop them and make them better people. So we're going to add value to those employees. So as students of UTT coming into Blue Waters an internship, and the staff at Blue Waters going to UTT for knowledge-based development. So that, again, is a win-win situation. So with some of those initiatives, basically, and this is really young. I mean, some of the things we'll do, we fail, but success come out of failure, and we've seen that many times. You have to fail in order to succeed, because a lot of the iconic, global sort of, icons came out of some failures, basically. So to end it all, we at Blue Waters would really like to thank the CEO, the chairman, the directors, the management, and the minister for embracing this approach to partnering with the private sector, and of course, with Blue Waters to start with in this particular industry. All in the interest of the students and a better Trinidad and Tobago. So I thank you very much.